lesson for the day is how to link your breath with your movement. And a good teacher will always guide you to get into the yoga pose and then help you link the yoga poses all together. And then while you're doing all that, at the same time, help you to relax, concentrate on breath, and not freak out when you're in a, say, a balance pose or an arm balance. And that's the best thing. If you can get through 60 to 90 minutes of yoga poses, breath technique, usually because of the cadence of the techniques, by the time you've hit the 60-minute, actually by the time you hit the 30-minute mark, you're kind of forgetting about all the stressors of daily life and you're into the exercise routine. And that's when the sympathetic is turned off and the parasympathetic is turned on. But again, this lesson for the day is to how to link breath with movement. And those of you that were in class today know that I started off with having everybody hold a strap or an elastic band at about shoulder width or a little bit outside of the shoulder width that they were at. I did suggest that if you're ready for it, enter into a chair pose. Just to see me from the side, chair pose is when you keep the knees together, feet together, back straight up, looking up, lowering so your knees are bent and your hip is canted forward. The ultimate expression of chair pose is when you lift up, shoulder blades are rotated and almost touching each other. Chest is expanding outward, your gaze is upward at a drishti point on the ceiling, and your knees are pressing together. You breathe in this technique. Sometimes the challenge would be to go even lower, and then you come out of the pose. For our purposes today of linking shoulder movement with a technique, I wanted to try to get into a little bit of a chair pose. So that should be canted forward. So the idea with holding this a little bit wider than shoulder width is we hold the arms down, elbows loose, shoulders wherever they want to be in neutral pose. We start with an expiration through the nose. You inhale over the course of 4 seconds, bring the shoulders up, pausing when you've maximized on your inhale, rotating the shoulders back so the shoulder blades almost touch, elbows extend, palms, if you can get that much movement, can face forward. And now I've almost maximally filled up my lung space. I'm also allowing maximal expansion of the anterior portion or front portion of my chest. The movement of the shoulder just helps the rhomboids and shoulder blades get out of the way. And I hold for a short pause. Then when ready, exhale over the course of 8 seconds. Bring the shoulders down, allowing the arms to relax again, and sometimes even bringing the chest down and chin down if you like. I think the front, when it's collapsed, allows the body to exhale and empty out lung space without forcing muscle too much. It's almost like an accordion compressing. Again, as I've taught about in lessons with breath technique, at the end of expiration, I usually will ask to contract the abdomen. I think with the body somewhat collapsed, arms relaxed, chin down, when you close the abdomen down and contract it, it just forces all the air out so that you can breathe back in for the next 4 seconds in. Maximize on shoulder excursion upward, rotate back, and then after your pause, with arms straight, palms facing forward, slowly exhale, bringing the shoulders back, arms down. Inhale, shoulders up, maximize, rotate to the back side, and exhale and down. So if you link the shoulder movement to the breath, you'll be able to not only maximize on lung volume, you'll also be able to train the rhomboids to do work in holding the rhomboids and shoulder blades up and back. Problem with my fibromyalgia sufferers, my neck pain sufferers, my headache sufferers is that rhomboids are always rotated forward. They're stretched out. The trapezius in a lot of my headache sufferers is hard as a rock. It's supposed to be supple. The only way to maintain suppleness is to have work in the shoulder blade. And if the rhomboids are always far apart, then sometimes this position is hard to maintain, but it takes training. So in addition to working on the breath and the shoulder rolling and linking breath to movement, you're also working and giving endurance strengthening exercises to your rhomboids. This is typically what my baseball players or my overhead throwers will go through in physical therapy before they work on the rotator cuff. You must stabilize the scapula and its parascapular muscles before working on the rotator cuff. So it's always helpful. Hopefully this lesson will help you link and develop your upper back, help with muscle flexibility, and improve your breathing. That is it.